dear friends, dear congresses, dear authorities, dear President of the USEC. Now we start. We start for the 45 edition of the ordinary Congress of CSIT, but this is the ordinary Congress, but it is the elected Congress because this is the 4 year of our mandate, and here we start with the Congress, and here we finish our mandate. First of all, I want to tell thank you very much my big friend Jaume Domingo and all his staff. It was a pleasure to be here. This is the first time that we are here in Catalonia. It is the second time in Barcelona, and the first for one Congress. The second was in Tortosa for the World Sport Games, and now again we are here for the ordinary Congress today. Thank you very much, Jaume. Thank you very much to your staff for this very great hospitality, for this very well organization. I stop it here because now I want to just to open the work of this ordinary Congress. I take the floor in a few minutes again. I just want to declare open now our Congress. Good work, all of you. And thank you very much for the people that are not congressists but are here for have the opportunity to listen what we say this afternoon in the public part of our Congress. Tomorrow we have the private part, the electoral part, but now it's time to speak about the best topics of CSIT, the good project that we have, in particular the project that we have in the social sport. Thank you again for your presence here.
Un fort aplaudiment per aquest fantàstic vídeo. I ara sí, us vull presentar les autoritats que aquí ens acompanyen. El Bruno Molea, ja l'heu vist, el president de la CSIT, que ens ha fet l'obertura avui en aquesta jornada. També tenim amb nosaltres a l'Anna Caula, la secretària general de l'Esport de Catalunya, i el senyor Jaume Domingo, el president de la UCEC. Així doncs, us cedeixo la paraula perquè inicieu aquest acte. Gràcies.
Bé, bona tarda. Benvinguts una altra vegada a Catalunya. Ja sou assidus la gent del CSIT a venir a Catalunya, per tant, molt contents que torneu a estar aquí, que estigueu amb nosaltres i que puguem compartir un ideal que és molt senzill d'explicar. Tots els que estem aquí volem una sola cosa, jo diria, que és garantir el dret a fer esport de tothom, sense cap tipus de discriminació, si em permeteu, a tot el món. Per tant, aquest és l'ideal que ens guia. És veritat que se'ns obren molts camins i moltes oportunitats per fer això. Tenim un model que ja està consolidat, que és de rendiment i de tecnificació, però hi ha un altre model que és el que ha de garantir que tothom pugui fer esport, tingui l'edat que tingui les condicions físiques que tingui, i amb això estem treballant. Tenim davant una gran esperança de futur i tenim davant unes oportunitats immenses per treballar pel bé de l'esport. A tots, moltes gràcies.
Bona tarda, benvinguts, welcome. Benvinguts a aquesta casa, que és l'INEP de Catalunya, que també forma part de la Secretaria General de l'Esport i al final és on treballem per tots aquests educadors esportius de futur i que al final són els que després transmeten els valors que segur que compartirem aquests dies en aquest congrés. 45a edició. Crec que dona mostra del calatge, del bagatge que té l'esport popular arreu de tot el món. Internacional, perquè avui tenim representació aquí de gent de més de 40 països i crec que és un honor. Per nosaltres és la legislatura de l'esport, sobretot de l'esport femení i l'esport inclusiu. Podríem dir que és la legislatura de l'esport amb igualtat d'oportunitats. Sabem que no tothom és igual i benvinguda sigui la diferència, però sí que entenem que aquesta carrera, aquesta marató, hi ha gent que no pot començar a córrer-la 3 quilòmetres més enrere que la majoria. Per tant, el que volem és que aquesta línia de sortida i el tret de sortida sempre sigui al mateix nivell per tothom. Com esmentàvem abans, per nosaltres la mirada de l'esport és circular, és 360 graus. Ens afecta a qualsevol àmbit de la vida i es teixeix des de moltes complicitats diferents. Per nosaltres no és esport escolar, esport federat, esport universitari, esport per tothom, com a caixes independents, sinó que al final això forma part d'un cercle que retroalimenta un a l'altre. Hi ha un moment que comences a l'escola, al teu entorn més proper, perquè algú, un mestre, el pare, t'il·lusiona i et fa descobrir el món de l'esport. A partir d'aquí pots seguir en diferents camins, o practiques esport perquè és socialització, perquè és sentiment de pertinença, perquè és cohesió social i generes un teixit comunitari, o a vegades optes també per un esport més federat, més d'alt rendiment, que traspassa els mateixos valors, però treballat amb uns altres eixos. I a partir d'aquí tot conflueix, cada cosa retroalimenta l'altra. Un gran esdeveniment com avui també enriqueix tot el teixit, ens farà reflexionar, ens farà pensar, ens farà observar com es viu l'esport a altres països. També us farem entendre com el vivim aquí i de tot això segur que ens sortiran bones perspectives i segur que sumem i quan s'acabi aquest congrés alguna cosa quedarà per millorar el nostre sistema. Crec que tots coincidirem amb la força de l'esport com a instrument transformador que contribueix a tenir un país saludable, cohesionat i amb millor qualitat de vida. També el paper social de l'esport, com us deia abans. Si us esmentés que volem quelcom que ens ajudi a tenir més educació, més salut, més igualtat, que es visqui amb més passió, tot això ho resumim en una paraula. Això és esport. Una eina màgica que et permet treballar qualsevol concepte i aquest és el que compartim entre tots. També com a transmissió de valors, aquesta tenacitat, coratge, el treball en equip, però sobretot el que us deia abans, per nosaltres és important l'aportació a l'educació integral, a l'educació 360, perquè aporta diferents facetes de la nostra vida, millorant la salut mental, però també la física i la mental. Deixeu-nos parlar també de Catalunya. Catalunya és un país amb ànima pròpia, amb una manera molt idiosincràtica de viure l'esport, més de 12.000 entitats que treballen l'esport des de l'est a l'oest, al nord i al sud de les nostres comarques, que arriben des de l'equip més top que pot guanyar una competició europea fins a aquella que treballa a partir de l'esport inclusiu i fer que tothom tingui una oportunitat. Això ho fa un teixit que és idiosincràtic i és molt propi català. I crec que en aquest sentit, quan en parlem, és important saber-ho i que aquesta autoestima d'alguna manera també la puguem compartir. Sé que compartim amb vosaltres aquesta visió d'educació 360 graus i també que volem incloure aquí a tota la ciutadania, nens i també nenes. El gran repte de que realment l'esport femení des de menudes arribem també a aquesta paritat. Quan diguem tots, volem dir que per nosaltres és important i entenem que hem d'aprendre a transitar per les diferents etapes de la vida, canviant la manera de fer esport o adequant-nos, perquè a vegades el salt d'etapa sabem que és on perdem a vegades practicants i sobretot perquè cada vegada vivim més anys, però crec que l'ideal no és només viure més anys, sinó que la qualitat de vida d'aquests últims anys sigui molt i molt elevada. I aquí l'esport i l'activitat física és una eina imprescindible. Catalunya anomenava l'esport bé essencial i treballava a partir d'una taula de l'esport interdepartamental perquè enteníem que era posar en valor i una declaració d'intencions que l'esport ajuda a construir societat i la fonamenta sobre uns grans valors. Com a exemple, la Unió de Consells Esportius de Catalunya i el seu projecte de referència, crec que a nivell mundial, amb esport escolar, per aquesta capil·laritat, per arribar a tots els racons i sobretot per la creativitat de mils projectes que estimulen a que la gent faci esport i es relacioni a partir de l'esport. Aquí estem per acompanyar i, com diem, normalment amb accions, promovent espais com aquest, però també econòmicament. 7,9 milions la Generalitat dedica a l'esport escolar de manera directa, les entitats que abans us esmentàvem, però si suméssim de manera indirecta els diners que també arriben a clubs, entitats, esportistes, l'aposta econòmica de país és arrelada, però sobretot perquè entenem que construïm societat. Gràcies a tots per formar-ne part. Benvinguts a casa nostra. Esperem que us la sentiu com a casa vostra i transmetre-us que a Catalunya entenem l'esport com a fonamental, ens converteix en un país ric, respectat, vertebrat i pròsper. I per nosaltres, esport, us ho deia abans, és sinònim de més educació, més salut, més cohesió i, en definitiva, més país. Gràcies, gaudiu de totes aquestes jornades i sumem col·lectivament a favor de tot aquest esport a nivell mundial aquest cop. Gràcies.
So before my speech, I have a little present for the General Secretary, for remember this day, for remember our Congress, and again, thank you very much for the hospitality today in this very wonderful hall. Please. Well, I listen with attention what Jaume Domingo before and the Sport General Secretary now about the importance of the sport, the amateur sport in particular, in the world. And I agree with them. This is the philosophy of CSIT. We promote sport for inclusion. We promote sport for respect. We promote sport for peace. This is the lifestyle and the life motive of CSIT. And the title of this edition, the fourth edition of the World Amateur Forum, is very perfect. Popular sport as a tool for change. This is a good title because it gives us the opportunity to speak about the impact that the sport has in the world. Sport is not only sport, but it is a tool for social integration, healthy lifestyle, and in particular peace, I repeat. In this moment, it's very important to recognize this rule to sport because we have a terrible world situation. After 2 years of a world pandemic, now we have two terrible wars. The Russian-Ukraine wars, it is now 2 years. And now the crisis between Israel and Hamas. Many our members are not here because they live in war. In both those cases, the war doesn't give any result because with the war, we don't have any possibility to solve the problem. We produce only death among civilians. Many of them are not interested in political situation, but they want to live in peace. Recently, in Tunisia, a journalist asked me, what is the message that the president of CSIT give for these two wars? I said only, stop bombs, beginning to speak. My opinion, is that the CSIT can represent an important instrument at international level to promote peace in the world. Through the founding of the European Commission, CSIT is carrying out projects which fight against discrimination, against inequalities, to promote inclusive communities. And this is our response to war. To carry on project initiative promoting social inclusion, promoting equality in sport. Today we will have 2 European projects speaking about this. But now it's time to go in order with the program. The first point of our work today concern the model of grassroots sport experimented and promoted by USEF. Patrice and Jaume, we are very glad to take this opportunity to listen to you, and we will be very attentive to learn your experience. The second section concerns the social inclusion and especially gender equality in sport. I welcome all the partners of the EU project SGS, where CSIT is partner. Welcome in Barcelona. Hope you will enjoy beginning together within CSIT family. The third and the last section is related to the CSIT program of young leaders. This is the 4th edition of a co-funded project Its name is EUACA, a Learning Youth Academy of Grassroots Sport, where all the CSIT members are very welcome. We will listen about the status of the educational program of young people. We have the opportunity today to listen. I hope then that also this edition of the World Amateur Forum will be a big opportunity to exchange idea and experience. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to be here. Thank you very much for your strong work. Thank you very much for represent every time the CSIT. Good work.
Tornem a agrair les paraules d'en Bruno Molea, president del CSIT, també del senyor Jaume Domingo, el president de l'UCEC, i la senyora Anna Caula, secretària general de l'Esport de Catalunya. Moltes gràcies. I continuem, i ara us parlarem de la feina que s'està fent aquí a casa nostra, des dels Consells Esportius de Catalunya, i per començar demanarem la presència de la Patrícia Illa i el Jaume Domingo. Perdó per anar tan ràpid. Aquí els tenim. Ens parlaran del projecte The Comprehensive Model of Popular Sport from School Age Sports to Sports for Everyone. Així doncs, els deixo que ensenyin el projecte que estem fent aquí a casa nostra i moltes gràcies.
Un moment, please.
Bé, aquestes coses sempre passen, són coses del directe. Per tant, ara que el Jaume està acabant de buscar el document, us volem donar de nou la benvinguda a Barcelona. Això és el temple del coneixement de l'esport. Si us heu fixat quan heu entrat, té forma també com de temple romà o temple grec. Per tant, aquestes columnates que quan van ser construïdes a l'any dels Jocs Olímpics de Barcelona del 92 volen donar coneixement i reconeixement a la importància que té el món de l'esport per a una ciutat com Barcelona. De la mateixa manera, el projecte de la Unió de Consells Esportius de Catalunya neix també amb aquest esperit, força abans, però neix justament amb aquest esperit perquè vam ser creats el 1980 i alguns dels nostres consells tenen fins i tot més antiguitat, perquè si alguna cosa tenim, ara ja us deixo amb el Jaume perquè sembla que ja tenim tot en ordre, és que tenim representació a tot el territori. Per tant, podríem dir gairebé que tenim una delegació a cada part de Catalunya i del nostre país.
Bé, el que us presentarem és un procés de reflexió després de 40 anys de funcionament dels Consells Esportius del que pensem que hauria de ser el futur de l'esport popular. Com us ha dit la Secretaria General de l'Esport, nosaltres, el nostre inici es fonamenta bàsicament amb l'esport dels nens i nenes, el que aquí en diem esport en edat escolar. Treballem a les escoles, però no dintre de l'horari lectiu, sinó fora de l'horari lectiu. I aquí hi pot haver centres educatius, escoles i tothom. Per tant, què som nosaltres? Primer us volem explicar què som. Som entitats privades, sense ànim de lucre, d'interès públic i social. Estem creades per la llei de l'esport de Catalunya. Per tant, ens crea una llei. És el país que diu que cal que hi hagi aquest tipus d'entitat a tot el país. Tenim una cosa singular. Dintre de les nostres entitats, encara que són privades sense ànim de lucre, tenim els ajuntaments. Per tant, administracions locals. són presents a tot el territori de Catalunya i, per tant, a cada comarca de Catalunya hi ha un Consell Esportiu que aglutina totes les entitats esportives d'aquella comarca i tots els ajuntaments d'aquella comarca. I executem, bàsicament, programes esportius de la Generalitat de Catalunya, com és els Jocs Esportius Escolars, que després la Patricia us explicarà. Clar, vist això, ens hem preguntat si aquest era el paper de futur dels consells esportius i, per tant, cap on havíem d'orientar la nostra activitat en el present. Aquest és el model que us volem desenvolupar. Un model que pretenem que vagi des dels nens fins a les persones grans, des dels 3 als 80 anys. I que, per tant, sigui un model que representi a tot el país, que estigui present a tot el país i que, sobretot allò que us deia al començament, que garanteixi el dret a fer esport de tothom, esport i activitat física de tothom. Aquest és el model que us presentem i que, conjuntament amb la Secretaria General de l'Esport, tirarem endavant en els propers anys. És el nostre full de ruta. Jo estic molt content, perquè això ho hem parlat moltes vegades amb el Bruno i amb gent com amb vosaltres, que aquest també és el model del CSIT. Aquest també és el model de l'esport popular per tothom a tot el país. I això que té uns inicis de fa molts anys, sembla que el CSIT té més de 100 anys, aquí a Catalunya també existia. El franquisme ens ho va parar, però també hi era. I tornem a renovar això amb nou esperit, amb nous ànims i amb noves maneres de fer les coses. Hem de fer entendre a tothom que dintre de les nostres entitats tothom hi té cabuda. I, per tant, aquest és el model que us presentarà ara la Patricia.
Bé, us parlaré en català, doncs, com estem, el que dèiem, al temple del coneixement de l'esport català, doncs m'agradaria poder-me expressar en aquesta llengua i, a part, com porteu el traductor, no crec que hi hagi problemes. If not, you can ask me wherever you want. Sabeu que el més important per canviar les coses és, primer, fer una reflexió interna, pensar a nivell d'organització, amb aquests 1.500 treballadors, amb les 44 entitats arreu del territori, cap on volem anar, com podem ajudar més i com podem fer una societat millor. Hi ha nous reptes, molts a nivell social, sabeu, New Way of Life, no? La nova manera de viure, on la gent principalment vol passar-ho bé, no vol obligacions de cada cap de setmana. La tecnologia també ha vingut per revolucionar-nos la vida, per lo bo i per lo dolent. Podem detectar oportunitats amb la tecnologia, però també ens fa ser més sedentaris. I, per tant, el que volem és activar a tota aquesta població que no estem arribant fins ara. Sport for all. Els canvis socials que el president comentava, evidentment estem en guerra. També hi ha una crisi identitària i de valors socials molt important a tots els nostres municipis. La diversitat, la inclusió, la cohesió, són valors que estan actualment més vius que mai i que hem de fer més canvis que mai. L'esport ens ho permet. I la realitat territorial. Tenim un territori divers a tot arreu d'Europa, també ho som a Catalunya, i per tant volem arribar, encara que sigui a pobles petits, a ciutats més grans. No volem fer un Barcelona o una Catalunya amb un cap molt gran, no? Barcelona, i un cos molt petit, sinó, com a l'esport, hem de muscular aquest teixit associatiu que tenim als països i que tenim dins el nostre territori. I l'accés universal a l'esport. Rendes baixes, edats, homes, dones, dificultats físiques també que ens trobem moltes vegades. I com ho podem fer? Amb un nou model integral, amb un nou model que és l'esport per tothom. Fins ara aquí teniu dues gràfiques. Fins ara el model català que s'ha seguit és el que veieu en aquella banda, sí? In this way. Tenim una piràmide d'esport d'elit, on només els bons són els que segueixen i la resta es queda pel camí i els perdem. No sabem ni on són ni què fan. A vegades s'organitzen i a vegades no. Per tant, cap on volem anar? Cap a l'altre model, que pot ser rodó, com deia la secretària, però en aquest cas nosaltres el dibuixem inclusiu per tothom. I, evidentment, el model d'esport de rendiment hi és dins. Per tant, encara podem arribar a moltíssima més població i, per tant, fer una societat millor. Com ho podem implantar? Anar a buscar activitats concretes pel nostre públic objectiu. Estem fent molt bé la feina d'esport escolar, ho sabeu. Som un model arreu. Vull agrair al Jaume i a tot l'equip que durant tots aquests anys han estat treballant i que continuen a primera línia per fer-ho possible, que no és fàcil, ho sabeu, tots els que esteu al capdavant d'una organització, no és gens fàcil. Així que vull agrair la seva feina i de tota la Junta que també ha participat avui. Després per adolescents, que cada cop ens costa més. Cada cop ens costa més arribar als adolescents i, per tant, oferir programes concrets per ells. Esport de manteniment, que ja és per adults, i l'esport per cuidar-se quan un és més gran. M'agrada dir que és per aquella població que acumula més joventut, no? Els de més joventut acumulada, perquè dir gent gran a vegades no queda gaire bé. Com ho farem? Amb noves activitats. Tenim espais oberts, cada cop els municipis són més agradables, hi ha entorns urbans, a parcs, a carrers, que podem utilitzar per fer activitats dirigides. Tenim la natura. D'altra banda, també per manteniment físic, evidentment, tenim activitats de dins i un nou concepte que també ens agrada començar a treballar, que és el de rànquing esportiu popular, que és fer una sèrie d'activitats, diferents testos, i que per puntuació, doncs hi hagi, evidentment, buscarem que per puntuació sigui el màxim d'inclusiu possible i pugui participar el màxim de gent, però que hi haurà una competició que no serà només un partit de bàsquet, un partit de futbol, sinó que poden ser diferents activitats. Per tant, quins són, crec, els reptes que tot el CSIT i també nosaltres tenim per aconseguir tot això, arribar a més gent, ampliar la nostra massa social i, sobretot, fer esport per tothom, sport for all. Una regulació més inclusiva, una nova regulació que ens uneixi a tots. Això és bàsic, perquè si no, doncs amb Itàlia, amb França, amb Portugal, amb l'altra punta del món, amb Mèxic, no podrem participar, amb Estats Units, no podrem fer activitats si no tenim un marc que ens englobi, no? Una nova regulació que ens englobi a tots. D'altra banda, també a nivell local, nosaltres volem impulsar un congrés català de l'esport per tothom, també la setmana de l'esport per tothom, és a dir, anar fent activitats que tinguin a veure amb aquest nou concepte d'Sport for All, i l'any 2026 aquí sí que us emplacem a que puguem col·laborar de manera conjunta amb el CSIT, amb tots vosaltres, per commemorar un fet que farà 90 anys de l'Olimpiada Popular de Barcelona. Recordeu, l'any 36 Espanya va començar la Guerra Civil i, per tant, just va ser l'any que començaven les Olimpíades. Teníem alguns esportistes d'altres organitzacions que tenim aquí i que van morir a la guerra. En reconeixement a ells i també al que som tots nosaltres, crec que és important que conjuntament puguem treballar un projecte per commemorar aquest esport popular i per posar-ho al capdavant del nostre programa del CSIT, de la Unió de Consells Esportius de Catalunya, perquè cap aquí va el futur. I res, no m'agradaria acabar sense citar una frase que m'agrada moltes vegades parlar, que diu "A trophy fills with dust, but the memories last forever". Per tant, fem coses memorables, fem que la gent se'n recordi, que ho guardi al cor i que no ho tingui en una vitrina. Així que moltes gràcies a tothom. Ara us posarem un vídeo per ensenyar-vos una mica què vol dir aquest esport per tothom i cap on volem anar.
Moltes gràcies per la vostra feina. Enhorabona, ja veieu que aquí som un exemple de la feina ben feta i un model arreu del món. Agraïm a la Patrícia Illa i al Jaume Domingo per aquesta exposició del projecte que s'està duent a terme aquí a Catalunya. I abans de continuar amb aquest congrés, us diem que tenim aproximadament, farem un petit descans, 15 minuts de descans, podeu sortir de la sala, anar al lavabo i després continuarem amb els següents projectes i l'acte serà conduït pel senyor Raimon Fabi. Així doncs, podeu sortir de la sala i prendre aquest descans. Gràcies.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, let's continue, please. Please come inside. Thank you very much.
Was du bei Rosario Michele stehen hast als Organisation? Andrea. Ah, Andrea. Ives.
Hi, Jess.
Yeah. Can you put something else?
Yes.
Okay. Parentesi. No, no. No. Outsport Network.
Out?
Outsport in English. Outsport Network. Even little.
They don't hear if it's little or small. They don't hear it if it's little or small.
Great, great.
No, eine Outsport. Geht. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting in 2 minutes. Thank you. Can you please take your seats? We are starting in 2 minutes. Thank you very much. Fasten seatbelt. Gentlemen, 1 minute. Get to your seats. Thank you very much. Patrizia Cupo, can you please check where our president is? Oh, here he is coming. Welcome, Bruno Molea. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So we are coming to part 3 and 4 of our presentation this afternoon of the World Amateur Sports Forum of CSIT. And as you all know, the CSIT is working since a couple of years in close cooperation with the European Union and is doing different projects and the development of different projects, and is involved as either leader or partner of these projects. And today we have 2 more projects to present to you, which are really interesting. And one of them is a very actual topic, which is SGS, Sports for All Gender and Sexualities. And the second one is EUACA e-learning, a project from the Youth Academy of the CSIT, and which is an online course for management and grassroots sports. And we start with CSIT Social Inclusion Policies, which is EU co-funded project SGS. As I said before, Sports for All Gender and Sexuality is a very important topic. Importance of inclusion of different gender and sexualities in different kinds of sports, and invite the representatives, and I welcome all the representatives. And first of all, on stage, give the hand for Eva Baumgartner from Fair Play Initiative at the Vienna Institute of International Dialogue and Cooperation, and she will give you a guide into this very important topic. Very welcome, Eva.
Can you hear me? Good afternoon. Yeah, I'm very happy to be here, and on behalf of our whole project team, I will use these first minutes to introduce the project Sport for All Genders and Sexualities. Perfect, thank you. For you. And I also want to share with you the most important topics and terms we need to be aware of when we talk about the topic of sexual and gender diversity in sport. So can I have our presentation? Yes, here we go. So as a subtitle, as you can see, we chose towards an inclusive sports culture. And when we talk about gender and sexual diversity in sport and how we enhance a more inclusive, welcoming grassroots sports culture, the first thing we have to determine is what are we actually talking about. So first thing I want to show you is a picture, actually 3 pictures of 3 athletes. And I just want you to raise your hand if you know one of these athletes. Just a short check-in in the room, okay? Yeah, good. I see some hands rising, yeah. So these 3 are actually probably the most, or the 3 famous trans athletes we have right now. It's Casta Semenya, Laurel Hubbard, and Leah Thomas. And most of the time when we talk about the topic of gender and sexual diversity in sport, especially when it comes to media, we are very focused on an elite level. So the debates and discourses we are seeing in the media are getting very heated, especially when it comes to the topic of fairness in competition. And that is, most of the discourses are focusing on this. But what we actually want to talk about, also as we heard already like CSIT's focus, is on grassroots and amateur sports. So also for our project of SGS, we are focusing on the grassroots part, which in our opinion is the much bigger and most important part, because actually where do trans athletes want to be, where do they want to participate, is in grassroots sports. Here on the graphic it says where most trans people participate, but actually what we are aiming for is to get them even there, because if we look at numbers, most of the time they are facing huge barriers to even join sports. So that is where we are working towards with our project. So why do we have to talk about grassroots sports and this topic? Why do we have to even deal with this? I just want to give you like a brief overview, like the most important reasons why all of us sitting here have to really get engaged with this topic. Human rights and the right to participation and inclusion are, of course, also valid in sport. Like, sport is not existing as a separate part of society. It's actually a very important part of our everyday life. So, of course, the rights are valid here too. And right now, trans and non-binary people are facing exclusion and facing barriers, discrimination, and violence when it comes to grassroots sports. There is a need and a demand from currently excluded groups, which we need to address. And the main target, as we already heard also today, for grassroots sports is to include and motivate as many people as possible to participate in sports. And one thing we also wanted to point out, there is actually already a call from the IOC, a framework which is focusing on fairness, inclusion, and non-discrimination. So even at this level of organizational sports, we actually already have a call. When it comes to how this call is put into action, this is a different topic, but just to make you aware that actually we already have the framework pointing us the right way. Why is this topic so complicated at times, and why is it so complicated to implement gender diversity? Some difficulties we are facing. Like most of the parts in our lives, we are existing in a binary system still. So we have two boxes, and if you don't fit in one of these boxes, that's where the difficulty starts. Then we are always talking, when it comes especially to the media, about fairness in women's sports. It's a huge topic in some actual cases we had where people are afraid that fairness will be a problem when trans women are entering women's competitions. Like we said before, we have to differentiate between popular and elite sports. For many, maybe also in this room, it's a new and unfamiliar topic, which is totally okay. We have to start somewhere. That's also another aim of our project, to raise awareness and like dive deeper into the topic and give you the tools to get more involved. And yeah, I said before, heated media debate is another reason that can be difficult. And yeah, sometimes we are really focusing on a very small group of people, and we actually have to think, how many people are we even talking about? Let's not get carried away by the debates. And this is something, when you talk to different sports, there is no simple solution. So a lot of sports are also coming to our initiatives and are demanding a one-fits-all solution, which we cannot give, because sports, single team sports, are very different. And also the parameters for performance are very different. So we have to find tailor-made solutions for each and every single sport. This sheet here, I just want you to confront you a bit with the terms we are using. Probably all of you have seen the LGBTIQ+ shortenings, and probably also most of you are aware that all these letters stand for a word. We will not go through all the words now, because honestly, the only thing we want you to realize is this is complicated, and you don't have to know all of these terms. What we are doing, we will break it down to 3 more, like, let's say, simple levels that help you start diving deeper into this topic. And it's not important that you know all these terms, because they also keep changing. Language is like a vivid thing that develops, that changes. So we don't have to be always on point with this and know every term in order to be engaged with the topic. Just as a little in between. What we are actually think is much more important is talking about 3 levels when it comes to this topic. And the first layer we're talking about is the layer of body. So biological sex and gender characteristics. So when we are born, we get assigned a certain biological sex depending on our gender characteristics. And actually science has proven a long time ago that there are not only 2 genders. There are gender variations that do not fit in only a female or a male box. This is the first layer we are talking about when we are diving into this topic. Second layer we're talking about is sexuality, so sexual orientation. I think most of you are familiar with the terms of heterosexual, lesbian, gay orientation. And the third layer, and this is maybe new for some of you or you have heard it before, is sex identity or gender identity. So gender identity basically describes the self-determined, chosen, or lived, experienced affiliation I have to a gender. And the most important thing about this to know is that gender identity does not have to correspond with my biological sex. So this is something like a basic information when we come to this whole field that we need to acknowledge. About our project, just very shortly before my colleagues will join me on stage. So our project, Sport for All Genders and Sexualities, Tackling Sexism, Trans and Homophobia in European Grassroots Sports, is a Erasmus Plus funded sport program. We have several partners who have been working together for quite a while now, and what we want to share as a next step with you is tools and resources we have already achieved in the last year. Our main aim is to promote inclusion and participation of people of all gender and sexual identities in European popular sports. And the two things we are focusing on is raising awareness. You will see in a minute the different tools we are using to achieve that goal, and to develop and also establish measures enhancing inclusive sports culture. The partners that are included in this project, this is probably now the most complicated part to get all the names right. I will do my best. So it's Fair Play Initiative at the VIDC in Vienna, and then EGLSF, so the European Gay and Lesbian Sports Federation, CSIT, of course. Thank you so much for hosting and also giving us this time to present the project. Yeah. Then ICE, Diversport, and then also the German Sport University Cologne. My colleague Birgit will take over next and share the research with you that we just did. And then the Landessportbund Nordrhein-Westfalen. And yes, we're supported by the Austrian Sports Ministry and the European Commission. That's it for me, I would say.
Thank you very much, Eva, and I want to welcome a couple of these representatives here now on stage, and Eva named some of them, which is Birgit Braumüller. Thank you very much for coming from German Sports University. Then we have two gentlemen, Rosario Coco and Andrea Giuliano from IHS and Outsport Network. What I heard before, thank you for coming and joining us here on stage. Michele Mommi, European Gay and Lesbian Sports Federation, is here as well. And last but not least, Laura Stahl from Landessportbund Dortmund in Germany. Thank you for joining us. And we have your seat. Yes, you have your seat. And we are really closely and interesting following your words. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon also from my side. I'm allowed to start with the part on the outputs, resources and tools. You can see here a picture of some of our activities and the campaign that we have already done. We will go into detail on all these activities now. We as the German Sport University were responsible for the research part of the project, and we have done a quantitative online survey on the situation of women and LGBT individuals in European grassroots sports. The aim was to identify prevailing gender norms and stereotypes in organized sports, because from the literature and from other studies, we know that they are supposed to be often the reason why LGBT plus persons and also women and girls in sports are discriminated against, excluded from specific sports. So that was the aim of our study. The focus was to survey all people that are involved in European grassroots sports. So not only LGBT plus persons, not only athletes, but to have like a really enhancing picture on this target group. And we managed to have a sample of 2,800 people with very different backgrounds. We have almost half of the sample that are athletes, and 1/4 coaches and 1/4 board members. And I brought some really just like some findings on 3 levels that we focused on in our research, because we know that discrimination of LGBT plus persons can be derived back to 3 levels: societal factors as the perceived discrimination, organizational factors, for example, the gender connotation of sports, organizational measures, or also the witness discrimination. And the third level is individual factors, where we have researched on feelings of exclusion and negative experiences. Here is the first finding. We asked all the people if they believe that in organized sports there are attitudes and behaviors that discriminate against 4 different groups: against women, against lesbian and bisexual women, against gay and bisexual men, and against trans, inter, and non-binary persons. And you can see the dark blue parts are the ones that agree to these statements. So we can see that European stakeholders are very aware that there are discriminatory attitudes and behaviors against all of these groups. Then we wanted to have an insight into the organizations themselves. So which measures are they already taking? We asked if there is a person or a function in the sport organization that is dedicated to anti-discrimination work, where people can turn to if they have negative experiences. And we can see that only 25% of the organizations have such a function. And that is like really a shame, because we know that that is like a very, very easy measure to implement, and is so important for LGBT plus persons that they know where to turn to. And then we have also asked the board members if diversity and equality is implemented in their mission statements as core values. And you can see in this pie chart that 58% say yes, that is implemented. So that's a very positive finding, to be honest. Nevertheless, 26% say no, it's not implemented yet. And 16% simply don't know if it is in the mission statement. And that's only the board members. So to be honest, they should know if it is in their mission statements or not. And then we wanted to know if people witness any kinds of discrimination in their sports activities. And we asked if they have witnessed sexism, homonegativity, and transnegativity. And as you can see, sexism, and particularly sexist language, is like the most often witnessed discrimination form, followed by homonegativity and by transnegativity. So between 10 and 46% of the respondents have witnessed any kind of these discrimination forms in the last 12 months in their sports activities. And then the last level is the individual level. We wanted to know if the respondents feel excluded from specific sports of interest, and 9% answered yes, they would like to participate in specific sports, but they don't do it because they have internalized fears, they feel excluded due to their sex, gender, or sexual orientation. And they feel mainly excluded from football, combat sports, swimming, and rugby. And then we also wanted to know if they have made personal negative experiences in the last 12 months in their main sports. And 10% answered yes, they have negative experiences. And what we can see when we differentiate these findings by gender identity, that trans, inter, and non-binary persons are the most vulnerable group to feelings of exclusion and also to negative experiences. So they are the persons that we really have to focus on in organized sports to get them included in the sports system. Okay, so if that was a teaser for you, if you want to know more empirical findings, more background on the theories, and also recommendations for action, so what the sport organizations can do to implement inclusive and safe spaces, then have a look at our data report. It's already published. And maybe one key message, so all of us, all stakeholders must contribute to these inclusive and appreciative sports cultures. So that's the data report. I have to report one more activities because unfortunately one partner of us is not able to be here. It's Diver Sport. They have done a best practice report in which we collected really best practices on the inclusion of trans, inter, and non-binary persons, and best practices from each of the partner countries. So if you really want to dive into like very concrete examples of how trans, inter, and non-binary people can get involved in organized sports, then you can have a look at the best practice report. It's also on the website. And now I give the floor to the next partners. Thank you.
Just give me. Okay. Should I go on? Great. Ah, okay, perfect. Oh, it's you. This everything was combined.
Okay, sorry for the inconvenience, and good afternoon, everybody. So EGLSF is a federation of more than 22,000 members from 112 LGBTQI plus sport clubs all around Europe. And under the SGS project, we organized an international training for all genders and sexualities, and with the objective to prepare sport clubs and non-formal sport initiatives to become more inclusive for diverse gender and sexual identities. And participants were selected among partners organizations from Germany, Austria, Italy, and Spain, according to their multiplier role in their local sport environment. And they analyzed the current scenario from the new guidelines of the International Olympic Committee to the World Health Organization removing gender dysphoria from the list of mental illnesses. And the 16 trainees are now ready to deliver the pilot trainings in their own countries on one among the most discussed LGBTQI plus topic of the moment, that is transgender, non-binary, and intersex people's participation in sport. And a specific training pack has been developed with exercises, presentation, self-evaluation tools, and interactive and non-formal session for different target groups and for the involvement of athletes as well as sport managers. So if you are interested in these pilot trainings or want to have more information, you can reach myself and the project coordinator at the email addresses that you find in the slide. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and I give the floor to the next speaker. Thank you.
Great. So, in this project, we also plan a campaign, Rising Together, because communicating is important. How did we plan the campaign? The goal was to affirm the access to sport for everyone as a human right, plus the idea that diversity is a strength. That was the starting points of the communication. We started from the experience of the Outsport project, coordinated by ICE from 2017 to 2019, which carried out the first research about LGBTI people in sport, carried out by the amazing team of the German University of Cologne, and produced pedagogical tools, which recently has been also recognized by the World Health Organization. And starting by this know-how, we carried out an audience analysis involving 40 people from the participant countries, belonging to the target groups to the target groups of the campaign. So athletes, coach, volunteers, sport managers. And we asked them their opinion about facts and news related to the broached topics. For example, facts about castersemania, the athletes you saw at the beginning, the intersex castersemania, the transgender Laurel Hubbard. What do they think? And we wanted to investigate the narratives they are exposed to, and so build the campaign concept. What we learned from this analysis was that almost everyone agrees about equal opportunity in sport on paper. But there is fear about diversity in relation to transgender people and their physical characteristics. That's why we decided to convey our message using rugby. Rugby is commonly considered a tough and physical sport, maybe associated with masculinity, despite its very respectful tradition about the third time inclusion. But there is still this idea in the collective background. But the point is that even in rugby, there are huge differences among players. Some are taller, bigger, while others are thinner and faster. These differences are all important and necessary for the game. And this is the visual we come up. Because an example of this, the diversity, of this needed diversity, is this action. I don't know if you know about rugby, of course you saw, even if you don't know so much, but it's a typical situation in rugby, the line out lift. What happened in the line out lift? We have stronger and bigger players lifting up another player who is necessarily skinny or less or smaller. So the reality is that in sport, even in rugby, diverse bodies are already celebrated as strengths, are required. And this should be valid for any kind of body, including transgender, non-binary, and intersex people, and for any kind of sport body. Unfortunately, the problem is that some differences look more important or more serious just because of our prejudice. But there is no reason to make them more important than others. I leave the floor to my colleague because the crucial part of the campaign are the stories of people and the basic information we try to release with this campaign.
Thank you. Can you all hear me? Yes. Okay. So let's talk about the campaign contents. So this campaign features several testimonial videos as well as information pills and important quotes from each testimonial. The campaign was launched for the European Week of Sport 2023, and it has with a main goal, the goal to conjugate real life stories with crucial important information. For example, the already mentioned several times guidelines from the CIO, from the IOC, sorry. From the International Olympic Committee, and the guidelines on gender identity and sex variations, and for example, also the fact that the World Health Organization, as Michele said earlier, reclassified gender dysphoria and placed it outside mental pathologies list under the category conditions related to sexual health. In the short videos, getting back to the content, the testimonials tackled really important concepts and really important topics that range from participation in or exclusion from sport, sex reassignment, regulation redraft, just to name a few, and also, of course, all the social benefits that participating in sport can create, both for society and at the individual level. So showing these real stories was really important to effectively convey the message that sport indeed must be open to all genders and sexualities, and the fact that sport in the end is a training in life and can be a real life-saving activity for many people, especially from disadvantaged and disenfranchised backgrounds. So the testimonials themselves, that is trans and non-binary athletes, coaches, volunteers, sports workers, and their allies as well, all contributed in some way to make sport more accessible to all. And so it's time to say it. Let's rise together. That's the message that comes with the campaign, together with the fact that diversity is power. But maybe I should just stop talking, and maybe I could just show a short video. It's a short trailer about the project, and yes, I just need to click. Okay.
A few years ago, I had to take a little bit of a break from sport because I came out as trans.
Hello, Sport, einem System, das bislang nur Männer und Frauen kannte.
Nel 2018 è iniziata la mia battaglia per la mia affermazione di genere.
Queere Personen, die sich noch nicht in ein Fitnessstudio trauen, weil es eben kein Safe Space ist.
The first women's only space that I had ever been in.
Que ojalá cuando yo fui pequeño hubiera habido más visibilidad, hubiera tenido referencia.
Meine Geschichte zeigt, wie Sport für Menschen jeden Geschlechts da sein kann.
Crediamo anche nella contaminazione delle realtà già esistenti.
Und das alles, während ich den für mich coolsten Sport der Welt ausüben kann.
Compartir el deporte favorito con personas maravillosas.
Hi.
Pon el balón en juego.
Change starts from your
Il cambiamento comincia sul campo.
Vamos!
Thank you, and let's go to the next topic.
Or is this one working? Ah, yeah, I have one. Cool. Yeah, good afternoon. I'm speaking today on behalf of the Regional Sports Federation of the state of North Rhine-Westphalia, in which we are an umbrella organization representing the 17,500 sports clubs, amateur sports clubs towards politics in North Rhine-Westphalia. And I'm talking about another important pillar, the regional working groups that are either supporting or accompanying all of the different activities that we've heard so far. And the important thing about the regional working groups is it's a multi-stakeholder group. So we were looking not just for policymakers, but we're also looking for club representatives to come together. And we're not just looking to LGBTIQ plus community, because at the end, if we as sport stand for certain values, we're looking for allies to come together, because it's not an LGBTIQ plus problem. It's a thing to solve. It's really about sports coming together and really living the values that we're saying we stand for, and having an inclusive sports environment. So in all of the countries, we have those multi-stakeholder groups that open the discussion, that give the room to explore and to also, what Eva said before, really discuss this new and unfamiliar topic. So we have people coming to us saying, hey, it's the first time I engaged with this topic, either because they're coming, experience a homophobic incident within their
Sports Clubs Federation. They're coming because they have an inquiry of a transgender person wanting to play and participate in amateur sports. There we also have policies and regulations that need adaptation. So this group coming together and really like working together closely, exchanging, discuss measures, and also giving feedback to what we've developed. So when we were asking for people to participate in the survey, we used the multi-stakeholder groups, our regional workings groups, to really get the word out there and say, hey, participate in the survey because we need the data. When we needed feedback for the campaign, we asked our multi-stakeholder groups, our regional workings groups, to give us feedback. When we're doing the training, and what we always do as an EU project, we develop things on a European level, and now it's the next step to really get it on the ground, try to get it into the grassroots sports. So what we're doing is within the regional working group, we're looking for people to actually try those tools that we've developed, take a media campaign, take it to the grassroots, take a trainer kit and take it to grassroots or amateur sports and see how do people react, how does it help raise awareness, what kind of impact does it have? So this is why those regional working groups are super important. And IX is, for example, heading it in Italy. If you're interested in joining, you might want to contact Rosario and Andrea. Fair Play and CSIT is heading the regional working group in Vienna. So I really welcome you to reach out and join if you're interested in a topic. And the Landessportbund is heading it in Germany. And another important factor why we have those regional working groups in this EU project is to really sustain what we're doing. Because as many of you know, Erasmus Plus is always limited funding. It's always a certain amount of time. So we're really taking the regional working groups in the hope to institutionalize. So you have this group of multi-stakeholders who we hope will, beyond this EU project frame, work with us on the topic to engage and make sports more inclusive and fair for everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I think these ladies and gentlemen have prepared some questions for us, I think. So it's very, very important topic. Thank you for having you here. It's a discussion which we face and find everywhere all over the world. So even to go to any organization or wherever you're talking and making discussions, you find this topic, and it's very important. Thank you for having you here, and thank you for your statements. And this... And these are the questions. I think Eva will gonna hand.
I just wanted to say one more thing. So as you see, we are a pretty big group, and that's not even all of us. And the strength of this project is a lot of knowledge is coming together, and we really have created quite some resources. We would make sure that you all get the presentation and that you have access to all these resources. So we put all, it's not pretty, but we put all the links in there. And when you get it, you can hopefully have access to everything we just told you about. And yeah, since we were not quite sure coming into this space, what to expect, especially when we talk about your knowledge levels and your experience so far, we thought we would like to open the space now for some minutes to hear from you. We have prepared some questions we would be interested in, like what your experiences are so far. If you had any requests in your club from trans athletes, for example, do you maybe have a good practice to share, or like an inclusion policy you would like to share? So we are still not quite sure which group of people we are facing here, and we would really like to hear from you. I think we have a microphone here.
Yes, we have some hand microphones. Can you please hand us one over? There are some hand microphones over here.
Yeah, and of course you can.
There are some questions in the audience.
I will go around maybe and leave the answering to my colleague.
Can we please have a microphone from the technics? Thank you.
Aber Eva, das kann vielleicht wer anderer machen.
Eva, stay with us here. Somebody else is going to do it, yes. Thank you. It's the comeback from Eva. I think we have a question over here. The gentleman. Wolfgang, linke Seite. Here we go. Thank you very much. It should work. Start talking.
Over? You hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. It's very interesting because in my club, I practiced judo, not for long, only 55 years.
Can you put the microphone? Could you put the microphone a bit closer to your mouth?
Closer?
Thank you very
Okay.
much. Yes, it's better now.
Okay.
Much better. Thank you very much.
A few years ago, faced some, how to say it, some issue. One of the guys come to me and he said, Sensei, I have a little problem. I say, okay, why? Because I was already heard from others of my team that they have saw that guy taking gas in woman clothes. And sometimes he start to laugh about it. Yeah. And then he come to me on a federal training and he talked to me, he said, listen, I have a problem. I want to change my identity. I want to be a woman. And at that time, I was a little bit shocked because if you see the picture, I have the picture from him. We start to laugh before with a few guys. He was there in woman clothes, and now he come on a training to us, and he said, I want to change, I want to be a woman. I said, oh, okay. So at the training, I stopped the training, and because he asked me, can I speak to all the judokas here, okay? And I let him talk, and he said, yes, I want to be honest with you. I want to be transgender, I want to change. And I saw one of the guys, a few guys, starting to laugh. And I react, as trainer, I react immediately. Oh, listen, we are federation, we're standing directly after him, against him. And who of you is not agree with us, bye, there's the door. And a few days, now we have stopped with judo. He's a woman now. You say, okay. And at that we want to change his name, her name, and you don't know him. I know him very well because he changed his name, and I have a problem to speak his name like a woman. And I have talked to him, I have problems with that, but okay, no problems. I can tell you Joe from Joseph of Josephine. And for me, it's okay. And that time was also for me, I'm not a normal person, but for me also quite a big lesson.
Yeah.
And then again in my club, he come a few weeks later, he trained in my own club, and he come to us and he did also the same history. And one of the guys stopped and he said, hey, man, success with your project. Yeah. And it was a big learning from us, for our club, and for everybody. And sometimes I see him again. He's now full woman, and it's great. I will say it's a great guy. No, it's a great woman now.
Yeah.
That was the experience that we had.
Nice.
Okay, I want to share it with you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. It's great story.
I just want to respond because I think what you did, and this really shows why the training kit is so important, and the role of a coach on a pitch or in whatever sports facility we are, is to be really on it and say, listen, this is not like we stand together, we stand behind you, and this is the values we want to live in our sports club and community. So yeah, so it's really great, and this is also really encouraging us to bring the toolkit that we are developing really into the sports landscape for more people to be aware and know how to react, because some people don't know how to react, and this is what the data in outsports and now the new study is showing, that they face discrimination, and not many people are lucky to have someone in a club as you who stand up for them. I think it's really important to point that out.
Also, I want to add something. Last year our president and our member of the executive, I received the title of Grandmaster of the International Martial Arts Hall of Fame, not only for my skills, but they mentioned when the president of the committee said, you it's not only for your skills, but you received it for your open-minded, because you are an example in your club to be equality for everybody.
Yeah.
And really, and to be honest, years ago, just like everybody, I think I'm a normal person, but it's not a Bruno. But I started to laugh with such a person.
Yeah, thank
And
you for sharing that.
I'm not ashamed, but I say, oh man, what did you do? So everybody's equal. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Man, woman, what the fuck? Everybody the same. You know why? Everybody is born naked. Don't forget that, eh?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Josh. We have another question or story. Christian, I think you took the microphone. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. I have a question about the study. I think on the first slide, you have spoken that you have chosen near 3,000 persons. That's correct. And then I read that the persons are persons with a higher education. I'm interested about what do you mean with higher education in this case, and why this criterion? Why this selection?
No, okay, sorry. No, that's a mistake. Maybe I didn't say that right. We targeted all people without focus on educational level, but the sample that we got, there is a bias in the educational level, because like a lot of people with a high academic level answered the questionnaire.
Now I understand.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sorry, no, that was confusing because it was on one slide. Because I had only 5 minutes, I had to run through the study. But yeah, but nevertheless, I mean, we have to consider these high academic levels when we talk about the findings, because there is some sort of bias in the findings, because it's like well-educated people that answered the questionnaire. And it's like really with high educational level, we refer to academic degrees. And it's like, I think 2/3 of the respondents have an academic degree. So there is a bias in the sample that we have to keep in mind when we talk about the findings.
Thank you very much. I'm working in social science too, and this is the reason why I ask you. That was for me very interesting.
Yeah, thank you for the question.
Some more questions in the audience? Yes, we have a gentleman over here. Daria in the fourth row. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nikos Kerasovitis from the Learning Organization of Company Sports. I would like to ask if you will also deliver some policies or good practices apart from the findings of the studies. I think that would be also very helpful. I don't know if it will be a result of the project also.
Yeah, we have, like not we, but our partner from Barcelona or from Spain, they have already written a best practice report on with really concrete examples of inclusive structures, of policies, of activities. So like a very broad range of measures. It is available on the website, yeah. And it's like focusing on the partner countries, but it's really a wide range of best practice examples. So yeah, that's really important. So if you want to have a look inside, it's really very concrete examples.
And besides that, like, may I add something else? It's easily, like, many of these practices are easily reproducible and adaptable to different realities. So it is really, of course, but we wrote it, so we recommend you read it. But but of course, it can be truly inspiring, and it shows several layers of both communication and topics that can get really interconnected.
Thank you very much. If there are no more questions, I want to finalize this presentation now. Thank you for having you here. I'm sure that the people have some more questions in personal speeches after the presentation and after our event in the afternoon. But we have to go to our next point now. Thank you very much. I'll give you a big applause to Eva Baumgartner, Birgit Braumüller, Rosario Coco, Andrea Giuliano, Michele Momma, Laura Stahl. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best. This is a really important topic, and I wish you all the best, and I give you much power for the upcoming month and your work, what you have to do. Thank you very much. So we are coming to our next presentation, which is also the last presentation of today before we go on internal with CSIT with other topics and speeches. As I said before, the CSIT has many projects with the European Union. And one of them, and the last presentation for today, is EUACA, e-learning, which means management story for management development for grassroots sports. And I want to, where is Cosimo? Here is Cosimo. I want you to welcome you on stage now, Cosimo Renzi, and he's presenting the general results of this EUACA program. Thank you, Cosimo.
Good evening, everyone. So we have prepared some interactive questions to start and to end this panel, but unfortunately, technical issues. So I would ask you to think now, according to your knowledge of CSIT, what can be CSIT today for a young person that is from 18 to 30 years old. You don't have to answer, of course, but have in mind these questions while I'm going to present the first results of the EUACA, so e-learning youth academy of grassroots sport. First, because we are not finished. We have not finished our project, but we have finished our first edition of the learning program. So first of all, as already Raimund said before, EUACA is a co-funded project from Erasmus Plus program. Is the first big project since when we started with the educational project that started in 2018, if I remember well, and in 2019 received the first fundings. And today, this project is the fourth edition, and it's big because it's a cooperation, cooperation partnership. And so we are also a bigger partnership than before, because we needed other kinds of skills and also knowledge in order to try to formalize what we have started in a non-formal way at the beginning. And anyway, the project is coordinated by CSIT, and then we have 5 national grassroots sport organizations that are members of CSIT, and are AICS, TUL, USEC, CALEV, and HLA. And then we have 3 technical partners. Technical, as I said, because they helped us to develop more the strategies of this project. First of all, EPSI, an organization for sport innovation. Then Euretics Exia, that helped us to have a certification in this of the competencies developed by the young leaders. And then FNCC, that is the National Foundation Carlo Collodi. Okay, and it's not here, unfortunately, but they are a non-profit organization. They deal with cultural and sport activity for children. Then, what is EUACA? So some concepts. I mean, yes, it's a Moodle e-learning platform, but anyway, more in general, is an educational program, and is composed by a part that is online, that is that is delivered through the Moodle e-learning platform, that is integrated with an internship in the grassroots sport organization. So the program has been designed according to our flagship strategy that we are developing since 2019, that is the intergenerational dialogue. So it means that all the modules contents, so all the videos, all the handbooks that are in the platform have been designed through the dialogue between the young leaders of the organizations and the manager, expert, senior leaders of the organizations. Then the platform has been designed also according to needs analysis that we have developed at the beginning, and we have spread through the CSIT network. Maybe some of you participated anyway. In the future, more of you are more than welcome if you want to contribute to our research for the needs and then also other kinds of research. Then the objective of the EUACA program, first of all, develop skills and knowledge in the field of grassroots sport management. This addressing young people between 18 and 30 years old. Then the second main objective was to develop an international framework, so a network composed of other young leaders coming from other countries. So the participants came from 5 countries, and also the senior leaders and the trainers, and also the coaches that follow them during the program. And then the last objective is to create, anyway, a real professional context. This was possible thanks to the environment created by the grassroots sport organizations and the clubs affiliated that host the young people for the implementation of internship and real sport activities addressing children between 6 and 11 years old. After you will see the results of this internship directly by the grassroots sport organization. So now let's enter a little bit in the structure of the program. So as I said, the e-training part started in May and ended now at the end of October. So 11 weeks of training program, 7 modules, each module 10 hours, delivered each module in 10 days. And then the internship that, according to each organization needs, have been organized in the period between July and October. And for each internship, we are talking about 6 days and 40 hours of real work for our students. Now, just to show you a little bit the contents, and I was thinking while SGS friends were talking that maybe in the next edition we can think to have something more related to inclusion for the future managers. We had something in the module that was the third one, managing a sport event addressed to children, in which we had a professor that explained the values according to which grassroots sport activity should be delivered to children. Anyway, here you can see that each organization managed a module and the trainers that have been involved. And the trainers have been selected by the grassroots sport organization according to the skills and the knowledge and expertise of each organization. So our skills and specific knowledge that related to how to organize a sport event and information about the grassroots sport international context and also about CSIT. Then the other module, communication. The third one, I told you, a module related to leadership in delivering the sport activities and also in, also in the relationship with the other staff of the organizations, project management and business planning, financial management and project design. Then I asked to the technician to make the video start, as I asked it before, and thank you. And now, just to show you, this was a tutorial that we have done at the beginning to present the platform to our students. And Yes, anyway, just to tell you the main features of the platform. We selected Moodle platform because it was something that helped us to not be just passive listening, but also something that was more interactive in order to stimulate an active engagement of the young people. So we had individual tasks, of course. So we had the video recorded lessons. We had all the materials that all the students could download by the platform, but we also decided to have for each module 2 live lessons split in groups, and in order to enable the young people to know each other, but also to work each other, to define some contents together. And the platforms also enable us to have a chat system in order to make the students communicate each other and also with the trainers. And last but not the least, we had also a system inside that helped us to calculate all the scores that are useful now in this phase in which we are creating the EQF certifications that after one of our partners, Euretics Ezia, will explain better. So you can go in the next slide. Yeah, here you can see that the features and the possibility to create an account and to also have there everything. Another feature of Moodle is that together with the web platform, we had also the possibility to have automatically with, of course, an upgrade, an application, and it was really useful for the young people that could have with them all the training materials and the training program with them in any devices, tablet or smartphone. Next one. I'm the one, sorry. And was here that.
Thank you, Captain.
Yeah. Okay. Some results to finish the presentation. It was the moment in which I have to finish. Results and the impact. Impact on the professional paths of the young students, of course, because for sure, first of all, the creation of new lifelong friends, so relationships, but also professional networks, professional contact. And so our networks now, after this first edition of the program, we have 43 students coming from 5 countries, 11 teachers, 14 tutors, and 16 internship coaches that supported the students. Then we had also, as an impact, we started to engage the young people in the grassroots sport organization activities, both at national level, but also at international level, because we had also the possibility to present and introduce them to the CSIT environment. Anyway, at national level, we had in each country 2 initiatives, sport initiatives addressed to children, and so in total 10, and 2 multiplier sport events. And then, of course, we have this innovation for us. One of our innovation in this project is the possibility to have a EQF certification that give them a formalized title of instructor of junior coach. And to reach this certificate, our students implemented 20 live lessons, 70 hours of training activities, and 1 week of internship. So just to conclude, of course, it's not finished, so we are going to have other steps. First of all, we are going to present the final results after we will analyze all the reports and feedback at the end of the project in order to improve the platform for the next years. So here you can find some contacts. I finished. Thank you.
Thank you, Cosimo. Some days are very hard and very long and very stressful and all. Thank you very much. So we are coming to the invitation of 5 of these young leaders which were involved in the project, and I want to welcome here on stage Veronica Avantaggio from IGS. Here she comes. Thank you very much. Then Luka Blazevic from HLA, Elisa Sok from Calef, Lisa Laitila from TUL, and Samantha Formica from UCEC. These ladies and gentlemen were involved in the project, and they show us now their results of internal activities carried out with the grassroots sports organizations in their own national levels. Who's going to start? You. Okay. Veronica, the stage is yours.
Thank you, and good afternoon. My name is Veronica Vantaggiato. I represent ICS and the internship activities of ICS. And with me worked also Paola Cervini, that is not here, that is the young leader of our association, and also Filippo Tiberia as an e-trainer internship. About our activities and numbers, we involved 12 students into the internship activities and reached 250 children from 5 to 11 years old, and in total, in all the communities, around 500 of people. About our timetable, okay. As we have a lot of local committees in all the Italy territory, and we reached students that came from different cities, we decided to distribute them into the local committees that are near their cities in which they live. So we decided to organize an online meeting with the trainer to explain better the structure and the organization of ICS and also the activities that we're carrying on. And after that, individually, the students contacted their local committees, the presidents, and also the ICS staff to organize and schedule their activities of internship into the local area. And then at the end, they joined the internship on the field. About the activities, what kind of activities they did. They did 3 kinds of activities, 3 different types. The first one are the indoor and outdoor sport activities and tournaments for different sport disciplines. The second one was the summer camps in the local area. And the third one, the open day and events dedicated and open to all the communities. And as I said before, we reached different cities that are Turin, Rome, Rimini, Bologna, and Florence. About the role and the task, during the online meeting, we try to explain what kind of roles are supposed to cover during the events, but we decided also that our mission was to let the students be present since the first life cycle of the project and the activities. So they could organize and manage all the activities together with the ICS staff and president, and cover a lot of roles like organizing the activities and choose the sport disciplines, and also do the practice with the students, and also taking care of the social media communication, like taking pictures and taking videos, and keep in contact with the local institutions and with the schools, and also be prepared about the safety regulations that the sport activities for children required. We also organized at last one online meeting with the students to hear about their experience and just hear feedback from them with about the events that they did on the local area. And I would like to present you 2 examples. The first one is related to a small city that is less 1,000 of citizens, and the students told me that small city evolve and become bigger with this kind of events and with this opportunity. And the second is related to the importance of the intergenerational dialogue and work together of the young people and the elder one, because one child told to the students that he won the gold medal, but he wanted to help the students to spread and to give the medals to the other children that participated to the sport activities. And then I would like to thank you for the attention, and we prepared a brief video. If we can, okay, a brief video with a simple question to the students.
What does the UACA project mean for me? Friendship and leadership.
Participating in the UACA project meant open communication and mutual support.
UACA means knowledge, sharing, and involvement.
Discovery and fun.
So that's it. I hope that you appreciated our activities and thank you for the attention.
Thank you very much, Veronica. Nice done, well done. Luca is the next, I think.
Hello, everyone. It's working. It's okay? Yeah. So, hello, everyone. My name is Luka. Here I present Health Life Academy Association from Croatia. And I will briefly inform you what we did in our internship as a part of this project. So the coaches or the trainers on this internship were my colleague Christian and me. We had 13 students on this internship, and the event took place on September 29th of this year in 2 elementary schools, one in town Pula and one in town Rijeka. And you can see we have over 400 kids in both of this event. So, how we start? 4 weeks before the event, we have a first live meeting in our premises. The aim of this meeting was to present the students, to introduce them with the event itself. It is the European School Sports Day. Our association is national coordinator of this project, and the aim of this project is to promote physical activity and healthy lifestyles from young age. At this meeting, we started with preparatory tasks. It is the distribution of the text between the students, sending invitation to the schools, and putting posts on social media. So until the next live meeting, we interact with the student mostly via WhatsApp. We have maybe 1 or 2 Zoom meetings if it's necessary. Day 2 of the internship, 1 week before the event, it was the second meeting. We analyzed the number of the registered schools and the number of the children of those schools. We introduced the students with the activities that will be at the event. You can see the sports and the games that were held. We have more than 15 different games, like some of them you can see it's like X and O game, I think you know that, but in more dynamic version, relay polygon, hopscotch, dodgeball, sack race, etc. In this meeting, we also educate the students how to prepare the space and mark the fields for the games itself, educating them about the safety measures because of the kids, of course, and distribution of the roles for the event itself. The day before the event, meeting at the school and only prepare the space for the event. This was the event day. Every students know their tasks. Some of them are refereeing the games, some of them are coordinating with the teams and the kids, some of them are coordinating with logistics, some of food, equipment stuff, and that's it. It was a really big and happy day with lot of kids, lot of happy kids, and I can say we get a feedback from our students that was some of their best day in their life to see the joy that we put on kids' face on that day. Day after the event, it was the day for the writing and sending thank you notes, sending certificates, writing reports, post on social networks, and 3 days after the event, the final meeting, where we talk about how event was done, what can be improved in the future, and what things went well. So that is it from me, and we have one interview of our students. Well.
When I first started working with Health Life Academy, I wanted to work more on my personal and professional progress. I wanted to find a tool to help me achieve different professional goals. I wanted to learn more about education. I'm quite satisfied how this education went. But on my side personally, I wish I had more time, and I wish I had more patience to dedicate to certain modules in my future endeavors in organizing sport events. I learned that communication with my team, with my colleagues, is key to successful event. I also learned a lot about financial management, and I think that I'm going to implement everything actually that I learned. And I would also like to thank all the educators for their patience and their know-how. So all in all, I'm really glad I went through this education.
Thank you for the presentation of HLA, and we are coming to the third one, which is Elisa Sok from Kalev. Elisa.
Hello. My name is Elisa, and today I'm speaking on behalf of Estonian Sports Association, Kalev, about our internship that was co-designed, multitasking, with students. So the students had two internships during their period from July to October 2023. First, they decided to make the first part of their internship in their home sports clubs, summer camps, and the second part was that they participated as volunteers in Kalev's children's morning gymnastics events from September to October. So the first part was the summer camp, and before the camp started, or the internship period started, we had a dialogue with our students because the aim of the project is also to have intergenerational dialogue. And we asked them how do they want to make their internships first part. And as our students were from different parts of Estonia and already involved with their sports clubs camps, we allowed them to do their first part of internship at their home summer camps. The camp's duration was from 7 to 10 days, and it was for children ages 6 to 14 years. The camps were about different sports fields, from figure skating to taekwondo, karate, and gymnastics. The students had also tasks for their internships. The first tasks were to plan and lead some training sessions as junior coaches, of course. Then observe and learn from the head coaches, organize the camp's free time activities for the children, and also help with social media presence and communication. So the second part of the internship was the children's morning gymnastics events that we have had already held by Kalev for 2 years. And it's an annual recurring event, usually in September to October. And the event is on Kalev Stadium. The children who are there doing the gymnastics are from Tallinn kindergartens, and usually during each event there attended 80 to 100 children from ages 4 to 6. And the morning gymnastics events were in collaboration with different Estonian sports clubs. from football to swimming. We had also gymnastics and cycling. And before we had the morning gymnastics event, we made an extra lesson for our students that was about children's and youth event management. And it was by Kalev's project manager, Lembe Laas. And the aim of the lesson was to give the know-how to our students about large group sporting events management, because we had on the stadium each morning 80 to 100 small children running around, and it needs special skills to handle. And then in the lesson, after the live lesson, the students also got their tasks for the event. And the outcome of the morning gymnastics event is also our gymnastics festival that we have annually on our stadium in Pirita. So here's a picture of it. So those are on the picture, not all kindergarten children, but they are also there. So the important part of the internship's final part was also feedback from the students, because we were still in a dialogue with them. And here are some 3 points that the interns pointed out about the experiences and skills they gained during the internship period. First was the organizational and problem-solving skills, then work with diverse groups, and also the importance of effective communication and teamwork. They pointed out also positive aspects like the opportunity to participate in 2 different activities, and also the flexibility and familiar environment in the summer camps. What could be improved was the clarity of expectations for interns, as their roles, the responsibilities and goals that they had to gain during the internship period. And this is it. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Elisa.
And we have also a small video. Enjoy.
Hello everyone, my name is Sanna. I'm from Estonia. I want to say a big thank you to the EUACA project, our teachers and helpers. This project was a fun and learning experience. Our teachers and helpers were like our guides. They knew a lot and helped us learn. In the project, I learned new things and remember things I already knew. I also read some fun things like exercises for kids and spent 2 weeks at a camp. In the future, I hope we can have more friends join us in the project. It will make the project even more fun. To finish, I want to say thank you to everyone in the project. Let's keep working together to make learning and helping kids a great adventure. Thank you.
Okay.
Liisi, there's 2 more left. Liisi is coming now.
Is this working now? Yes, it is. Hello, everyone. I'm Liisi Laitila. I hope you're all doing well. I'm representing TUL, and also forgot this. So, as I said, I'm Liisi, and I have worked together with my 2 colleagues, Riku Ahola and Riku Tapio. And also to make this all happen, there were also 4 internship coaches working with us. And in here, I'm now representing you our 2 internship activities, which were 65th anniversary week in Kisakeskus Sports Institute, which is the first one of them. And then there's also EU Sport. And starting with this one, it was held in Kisakeskus Sports Institute in Finland. It was held in October 2023, and there were in total 250 participants, including kids from 5 to 12 years old, and then there were also local teachers. So this event was in collaboration with local school, and this collaboration made it possible to gain so many participants there. And the aim of this event was to enjoy various activities and sports together. For example, kinball, board games, frisbee golf, human table football, and many others. And to make sure everything goes well, there were safety plans for physical and social safety. They were by TUL and the local location Kisakeskus. They made sure that there is recycling, so also, for example, sustainability is noticed. It was an inclusive event, and to make this in collaboration with the local school highlighted the need to make it inclusive. And for example, the interns and the coaches and everyone who was organizing this made sure that all the kids can participate despite their futures or skills. So they made sure that this event really is for all the 250 participants participating. And to make this all happen, they advertised it in multiple channels, for example, in schools, in social media like Instagram and Facebook. And here are some pictures, so you will see how it was like. As you can see, there were indoor and outdoor activities, board games, kinball, and a lot of children enjoying a beautiful day. And moving on to the next event, which was EU Sport. And this was held in Tampere, Finland, and it was in local youth center. And the youth center made it possible to combine outdoor activities and video gaming. This was also held in October, and there were in total 17 participants who were from 9 to 11 years old. So there was, for example, activities like football and dodgeball, but then also the video gaming was in big part. So, for example, Minecraft and FIFA. And also in this event, sustainability was one of the topics that were noticed. So an example of it, for example, sustainable mobility. So instead of using private car, the participants were using public transport, for example. Also in this event, safe environment was a big thing to make this whole event happen and make it successful. So for example, there were safety policies of the location and common rules like we respect each other. And also this event was advertised in social media like Facebook and Instagram. And here you may see some pictures. So the youth center really made it possible that there were a good gaming area, which you can see in the right corner, but then also good outdoor places to make all the outdoor activities possible, like football. And a little information about the internship. So in total, to make these two events happen, there were 11 EUACA interns. And what I want to highlight is they learned about the life cycle of organizing an event. So they really, in practice, used the skills that they have learned during this EUACA Academy. And some example of these: planning and preparing in advance, communicating, working with several stakeholders, supporting work in events like taking care of safety, sustainability, advertisement, equality, helping with sports and activities. So there were multiple activities they needed to take care of from the very beginning to the end of the activities. And something that our students have highlighted during this EUACA internship is the events were successful, there were good activities, clear roles, and they learned about planning. So, for example, making everything clear in advance. Then something that they highlighted that could be done in better way is planning, that it could be done in more specific ways, like taking care of little details. So during this event, there came some practical surprises. So this could help with the clarity during the event. And also we have prepared 2 videos to show how these 2 events were alike. Another one.
But this whole thing was a success. Everyone liked. Very good, very good. And yes,
Thank you very much.
Last but not least, Samantha Formica from UCEC. Samantha, thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. So our internship activity took place in a sports pavilion of one of our sports councils on Saturday, October 14, and it involved children between the ages of 5 and 11 years old. Before the event itself, there were some preparatory activities that consisted on an online meeting, different tasks to be performed by our interns, and then the final planning stage. The interns organized a multi-sport activity that combined sports and traditional games, making sure all activities were inclusive by adapting the rules and the score systems, because the main objective was not to win, but to participate and have fun. During the day of the activity, we had over 35 participants and 5 interns managing the event. The feedback we got from all of them was that overall, it was a great experience to promote sports at a grassroots level, that not only children, but also the interns had a lot of fun. Oh, here's the feedback. That the adapted rules allow for everyone to participate, and that sports is a great tool for developing values and social skills. Now, this last point brings me to the highlight of our internship activity, which was the fact that the kids did not know each other beforehand because they were from different cities, but looking from the outside, 5 minutes into the activity, and one wouldn't be able to tell that they had just met. And to us, that made all of the effort worth it. We also have a small video to show you how the activities went. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very nice presentations, but good work from you. Thank you. I want to hand over for a short message for...
Yeah, just to say that...
I think it's working, is it?
Yeah, it's working.
Yes.
Just to say that the platform wasn't possible without the help of the webmaster, that was Roberto Vecchione. He's not here, just to thank him. I don't know, where is he? Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know that it's a very long afternoon and it's not easy to listen to all the speeches, but we are coming to almost the finish line. So we have three more short speeches. It's hard to speak for me as well. We're coming to Panos Papagogiou from EPSI. He will present the main evaluation results received by the students during the program. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And Panos is coming up to the stage. Thank you. Take the middle, it's easier, yeah. I think it's easier for you, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Panos, go ahead.
It's clear. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Panos Papageorgiou. I'm representing EPSI here, and we are going to speak a little bit about the evaluation of the UACA modules and the platform. I'm going to be quick. First of all, starting with the purpose of this evaluation, of course, this evaluation is a way to collect the user's feedback and a way to enhance and get the UACA platform better, and also a way to evaluate the modules that have been developed for this platform. The methodology we followed was questionnaires based on a Likert scale, and this was a way to explore the content satisfaction, the usefulness, the satisfaction with the trainers, the user friendliness, and the overall functionality of the platform itself. We also use some open-ended questions for comment and suggestions from the students that could possibly improve the platform and also the delivery of the modules to follow. I would like to mention here that the evaluation is still open, so these are not the final results. But in any case, the number of respondents so far per module are the following. So we had 27 responses for the communication module. We had 30 responses for hard skills and specific knowledge module, 12 responses for the how to manage the sport event addressed to children module, 22 responses for the leadership module, 17 for the project management and business planning module, 15 for the financial management module, and regarding the project design module, we are right now collecting the responses. To proceed with the key findings, let's start with the positive feedback we had from the participants. So first of all, the content met the expectations and it was evaluated as comprehensive. The modules and also the platform was considered useful for the skill development by the participants. According to them, we had also a balanced mix of practical and theoretical lessons, and the trainer's preparation was also highly rated. Well, we identified some challenges after checking the responses from the users. So there were some technical issues and functionality problems, especially with the chat box in the platform. The platform, according to some participants, was not intuitive or self-explanatory, let's say. There were some difficulties with basic tasks like uploading and downloading content, and there were also some negative opinions on tools that were used during the modules like the Trello. Let's continue with user suggestions. So according to the students, there was need for a clearer and more essential homepage. There was a need for a simplified language for non-native English speakers. Of course, we talked about the chat system before, so a complete revision of the chat box could be really helpful. Improved time management and class time slots. They were expecting some more guidance for the platform use, and there was a need of turning the files into PDF format. The conclusions that were made was, first of all, this positive feedback shapes the platform development. We understand and we took into consideration the challenges user encountered, especially in technology and usability of the platform. We are committed to enhance the UACA platform and modules as per the user recommendations, and I want to mention here that these changes took place over the past months and will continue to take place in order to make the platform and the modules of the UACA the best possible. So it's an ongoing process. Now the next steps for the evaluation of the UACA modules and platform are, first of all, to finalize the report on the evaluation, incorporating the data from all the satisfaction surveys from all the modules. We are going to also include some feedback from the internship diaries to assess participant internship experiences in the report also. And we are going to contact a final focus group with participants from all the implementing countries in order to enhance and enrich the final report. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your short words. We are really almost coming to the end now. Thank you, Panos. Giovanni Godiani from AU Retics ETSIA will present the added value represented by the certification of the skills. And then we're coming to Arno at the very end of the presentations today. So we are almost on the finish line. A couple of minutes more. Thank you for your understanding. Giovanni, please.
Thank you. Should I use this one? I'm a boomer, not so young as they are. So how does it work? I don't know. We are old-fashioned, so. Oh, okay. We manage.
You take this and you press.
Thank you. My personal IT support. Okay.
Personal assistant.
Thank you very much. It's good that we start like this, because this is the most boring presentation that you will hear during the day. It's about paperwork certification, and so at the end of the day you may fall asleep. So let's have a look. I've had the pleasure of working with this great team. I mean it. We started from scratch. This was the first time that me, Euretics ETSIA team, has worked in Erasmus project, because we developed these tools, and we got this authorization as a certifying body by the European Union Office for Intellectual Property in 2017, and the Parliament gave us sort of recognition in 2017 as high-level quality standard. So this is the first time. And we decided to do it in a bit different way, because we read everywhere in all the nice papers that are around that we must use a participatory approach and not come at the latest stage. At the latest stage, when you arrive as a controller, verifier, validator, which is not nice words, it's like an inspector. So we have decided with the EU ACA team from the beginning, using the skills that we have developed through the years, to make a real interactive platform where senior coaches could meet with young leaders, exchanging experience and focusing on their curriculum and improving their curriculum according to their history, specific competencies that they have developed throughout the years. So we wanted to create an added value for them. I don't know if we succeed, but at least the results, they are quite good, where they could combine their international experience with their national experience. We work as a team within Euretics ETSIA. One part does the assessment, verification, another part the development of standard, another part the certification. But what is important, it's not the piece of paper that they will obtain according to the EQF level. The important is the content. So the important is what they have developed throughout their understanding of their training. EQF is not focused on examination, it's focused on learning outcomes. And this we have to remember. Sometimes we forget as institutions that are delivering training services. So it's about not what we teach, but what they learn. And this is, I think, a big plus of this project, of the team, of the CSIT team, AX team. These are the team we are working very, very close. All the other partners, while implementing, there was a real interaction throughout the project. We didn't arrive at the last moment, as usually we do as a certifier. We were starting from the beginning. We took the baby from the beginning, because we say if we make quality at the beginning, then we will find quality at the end. It's an easy, okay, you can say it's also because our work as a certifying body, it's easier. If we are certifying something good, it takes 1 split second. If we are trying to certify something bad, it takes 3 months. So that's a win-win situation. So make our work easy, because it means that we have developed the quality within the project. This is the big plus that I think will be a good result that we want to spread and exploit throughout the years. So we started with a system of calculation, point calculation, because we say, okay, all the students, all the trainees, all the young coaches or assistant instructor, what they are, they have specific skills that they have developed throughout their experience, throughout their academic, in the school. So we have to highlight the value that they already have. And then to the value that they already have, we may add 1 training module, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, or more to integrate. So we define already the entry level for these people. And usually, since these are persons that have the high school degree, the entry level is considered as EQF 4, then we fill some gaps, because they all have some sport experience, but in event management they need something, in communication they need something. We fill the gap and we give a full EQF 4, which I want to say, according to the general standard, I would call it EQF 4 plus, because it's already 1 foot into the level 5, which is the real coach. I'm not saying this as Giovanni, I'm saying this applying some rules that have been developed since 2017 under the Estonian presidency for the coaching evaluation with the points, that this is something that is 1 step into level 5, so 1 step towards an academic, real academic degree. So at the end of this process, the application of the peer review system, that's why we don't call it entry-level examination, we call it peer review because it's a peer-to-peer inter-exchange with the learners, the trainees, and so on. We make, together with EPSI, that elaborated the guidelines, one general assessment in order to provide an international qualification. Sometimes it's called European qualification. This is not the correct word. It's called international qualification according to EQF. Since I'm a lawyer for 1 second. Since in the European system, the competencies for education, they are supporting competencies, so we always need two legs. Two legs is international qualification, national bodies that providing annual license and refreshing and being the training provider. So always remember, an international, I say the best qualification is the qualification with two legs and one arm for the certification. The content of all of these have been developed. We didn't provide a top-down system. We didn't provide a top-down system to our trainees. We provided something that we have developed together really with a participatory approach in order to have an overview in all the sectors that they might need, which are not just the strictly related sports sector, but are also the management skills that they can develop throughout their career and that they can improve probably afterwards with other courses in order to get a bachelor degree or master degree. This is a certificate of professional practice made and learned out of one real participator report where we work all together. I've been very happy to be with young people because I'm quite old in this system, and we really have learned that together we are stronger. So, like you say here, tots units fem forza.
Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can be really happy we are coming to the very last speech of the day. And we're now getting a summary from CSIT Vice President, who is also responsible for CSIT Young Leaders, and she is already coming up to stage. Very welcome to Anu Rayarvi for the summary and overview of the project and for the last presentation for today. Thank you, Anu. Do you want a microphone for standing, a hand microphone?
I hope that now you can stand up and give very nice applause to all of these young leaders, please.
What a nice idea. Thank you, Anu.
Okay. Now we are all awake and we can start our last session.
Microphone. Yes, press the microphone.
Yes.
Thank you.
At first, I'd like to say you that I have just the remarks for all these nice presentations. And can you imagine how happy I am, how proud I am to be here because those presentations, they were like professional ones. And I remember maybe 2 or 3 years ago when these ladies and guys were in our first UACA project, and they started to become as leaders, and now they are leaders. At first, I'd like to talk about the supportive spirit, because in CSIT policy, we have had a long time this first sentence that we always like to give and speak loud. We are ready to invest in children and young people and families. Our president, Bruno Molle, have said this very many times, and I think that now it's time to see what we have learned and what we have get. And also we can knit a net with also these two things, the connection between grassroots sports and decision makers, because when the decision makers know what happens in grassroots life, especially in sports lives, they can do a very good decisions for sports. And also the last one, but not the least one, is intergenerational cooperation, because there are a lot of knowledge, a lot of very quiet knowledge that we need in every organization to give for the youngers. And our first aim was that we need a new decision makers in CSIT. So now this is coming through, and as you understood that there are almost 100 other young leaders coming, so beware, they are taking our places. But let's continue. There's just a sentence, Rolling Stones and something new, because it's not easy to give new ideas in the organization. But we have to understand that the development is continuous. It's always happening something. We can't stop the world and we can't stop the development. And I think that it's very important to underline that in CSIT family we have a very good, open and receptive environment for all these new ideas, because it's always so that we think that ideas can be very crazy ones, and then we can say that these we don't try them now, let's do it later. But we need Rolling Stones. It means that there are elderly people also, and the knowledge, and then something new which the new young leaders will give to us. For example, today we had planned to do something interactive. We had a system with the mobiles, and we tried to ask you the question what Cosimo told us in the beginning of the presentation, so what we can give to youth in CSIT. So we try to ask you the question and then show here the word cloud, but you know the technique is a miracle, so it doesn't happen today, but in next Congress we will do it. And then something else, steal and improve. You heard a lot of nice ideas when our young leaders made their presentations. So please, if there was something what you can try at home, so please do it and make it a little better, because that's also the one aim of these projects. And also the international network is always fruitful, because in the first or the second meeting, it was very hard to talk about the timetable, when we will start our meetings. Is it the 10 past, 10 to, 10 or something? But then we discussed that now we are almost in time, always in our meetings. And also we talked about the difference of the cultures, how we manage our programs and our tasks. So there's always a lot to learn from the other participants and cooperators. And then project permanent action. So when we have these projects, it's amazing. Can I say luck? No, it's not luck. It's a professional things what they do in our office, especially Valeria and Cosimo. So we have get these European Union projects for many years now. So we get some resources there, and we can make some experiments, and we can try some crazy ideas. And then, of course, it's always allowed to make a failure. as Panos told us that there were some difficulties with the platform, and also when we studied with the online, and we didn't see each other. So for young people, it's for granted. They know how to do it. It's nothing more. And they were not so interested in this kind of education. They'd like to see in person. So we have these challenges, but we can manage with these and we can meet somehow in the future. And from this pilot project, we can make something permanent. And I hope that in the future we can, for example, arrange some youth seminars during our general assemblies and try these things what we have tried in this project. And we also heard about the gender project before, so let's take some nice parts from there and we can practice them together so that there are not only projects, that it will be something which is permanent. And then to the end, we heard a lot of very important questions, very important answers during these presentations. But for example, yesterday when we have our own meetings, I heard more examples. How did they manage with recycling and environmental questions in these internships? And then they talked about tolerance, equality, and as they told in UCEC presentations, that the young leaders, the small kids, they didn't know each other beforehand, but when they came in, it was for granted that we can play together, and it was not a problem that I don't know your name. So it's a very good practice for social skills and network, because in the future and nowadays all we need to practice social skills, and they can get a very good, is it a heritage for the future to manage in the life because of this experience. And the last one is social, sporty lifestyle and well-being, because this is our own aim, that is the biggest aim what we all sport organizations have. So I think that in conclusion, I can say that this has been a journey which is going on, and we can give a lot of new ideas. And I think that when I see these young leaders, they give me a lot of energy. And I hope that you also get this new energy from them, and we can continue to help people to find the fun of sports and also the community, what you can feel in these pictures. So this is the CSIT policy with youth nowadays. And now I can ask you the last question, what youth can give to us, and they answered in these presentations. So I think that the future is so nice for us, because we have so many young leaders in here with us. So thank you for all of you.
Thank you very much, Anu. We're on the finish line, ladies and gentlemen. It was a very long day. It's the end of a long day. We had many, many welcome speeches today. We had 2 presentations of very interesting EU-funded projects. We had lots of speeches, as you all know. And I want to say thank you to Jaume Domingo for the invitation and organization of the Sports Forum this year. And in the name of the UCEC president and in the name of the president of CSIT, Bruno Molea, I want to finish now the Sports Forum in this year, and I want to declare the Sports Forum for closed. Thank you very much.